Hi friends, welcome to another video. This one isn't a full time lapse, but it focuses more on the rendering process of this piece that I completed in February. There will be many details, a lot of hair, fire swirlies, and lots of zooming in and out. To be honest, this piece kind of broke me. After I finished this one, I found myself deep in an art block. I'm not sure whether it was from the hours spent on this piece, from having a lot of theater work as well, or honestly from how proud I ended up of being, and still am, of this piece of work. So it's a hard thing sometimes, like being really proud of a piece of art. Like, there comes with it a fear that perhaps we can't reach that potential again. Like, is this it? Have we peaked? Is there no more progress to be had? Obviously, I know this is unfounded. Like, I know as a person, I'm a hard worker, and I know that I'm never going to just reach an end, but the brain doesn't care. And like, I know that this piece isn't perfect, and I'm a firm believer that learning in art is never done. But when you push yourself so far, and when you feel like you've achieved one of, if not the best piece that you've done in your life so far, it leaves a lot of mixed emotions, I've learned. I think, honestly, to toot my own horn just for a second, like, this is some of my best rendering work to date, and I think that this is also my most complex illustration I've done. So upon finishing the piece, it was a combination of pride, but also my brain hurt. Like, the amount of thought that went into this, the amount of time spent on small details, the careful rendering, the trying to keep in mind everything I've learned as an artist and more, it made starting my next digital piece really difficult, which, having commissions, is not great. And I think that's why I turned so deeply to my traditional art for the past month. If you've been following my socials, depending on when you're watching this, basically the month of February and most of March at this point has been focused pretty exclusively on my traditional art. And the thing is, with traditional, you're not constantly zooming in and out and adding details and thinking about rendering. With traditional, I can finish 10 pieces in the time it took me to finish this one. With traditional, there's just a really zen nature to the process, and an acceptance as well that what happens, happens. When working digitally, it's so easy to fixate and to, because we have the ability to undo to the end of the earth, or to start new layers, or to duplicate and essentially like trial and error a bunch of things, it can go on forever. And it's a weird thing that happens in the brain. Like, is this the best that I can do? Is there a better way to paint this small piece of an artwork? And with traditional, that's it. You don't have the opportunity to repeat, undo, undo, undo. I mean, like, you kind of do, but that opportunity is at the risk of overworking a piece. And so there's something really nice about having to work with any quote unquote mistakes that might arise. You can't nudge a selection over just the tiniest bit to see if it looks better. You can't shift things around. There's no liquefy. It just is. And in a way, I guess that should be stressful. But for me, it's always been kind of peaceful. So yeah, that's kind of why I have had this shift to focusing on my traditional art. And I think a part of it is truly I reached a limit with this piece of artwork in a good way, and I had to sort of shift my focus. Again, in a good way. It wasn't bad, and I always learn from my traditional, and I learn things that I can and do take into my digital pieces. So it all works out in the end, I think. Again, not to toot my own horn, but a little toot toot. So yeah, I think this piece broke me a little bit. In a good way, though. I'm still proud of this piece, and watching the footage of this time lapse maintained that feeling for me, which is a rarity. Usually, when I watch my time lapses back, I'm riddled with the ways I change my approach, and I can't seem to unsee the mistakes. So while I do recognize, that this piece is not perfect and no piece ever will be, I am super pleased with this outcome, and I am going to cherish and hold on to that feeling because, again, it's rare for myself and for pretty much all artists I know. It was a lot of fun also to get to work on more of a scene than I have in the past, and like incorporating a background. It made for a lot more thinking, a lot more to consider, and I found out very quickly how important it was to really think big picture rather than just focus on a small window of the piece. And so that was a really cool experience to have. As always, I have to thank and shout out to my mentor, the lovely Silas, who helped me immensely on this piece of work. I don't think that I'd have felt the confidence to achieve what I wanted here if I hadn't been working with her for all of these months. There's something really refreshing about getting to workshop a piece, not only in my own brain, but with another set of eyes belonging to someone who I super respect and admire. And I really think that it's the reason that I've been able to push my art consistently and have been able to learn kind of at a quicker pace. So I'm very thankful. Cannot recommend this mentorship enough if you are an artist looking to grow. So I think for the rest of the time, I will let the time lapse play with just some chill lo-fi in the background. I don't have a whole lot to say other than my post-finishing musings that I just rambled on. As always, if you have any questions about my process or my art or any parts of my journey that you'd like to learn more about, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always looking for ways to keep my videos kind of interesting, so it's not just the same thing over and over. My patrons always have the chance to request the type of content that they would like to see. And if you're seeing this after it's gone public, then, well, I guess you just gotta become a patron if you want that opportunity. Thank you all so much for the support and for watching, and please, please, please let me know how and if you enjoy it. It would mean the world to me. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.